me, Joe Delgado, Indestructible Me. Delgado Rants, thanking you for coming back each and every day. Appreciate it. We went back on our old standard of video and audio quality. Let us know what you like or what you don't like. And we can continue to improve what we're doing. This is the show that gets you inspired, gets you ready for the day. We talk about terms and talk about things that are going through our lives that might ultimately improve our situation. That's the ultimate goal. We got to change the mind and we change the world. We got to make you indestructible. We got to get you cleared up of all the clutter around you. So the only thing that you can see, the only thing that makes sense to you is your future, the goals, the ambition, the dreams that you're looking to accomplish. Sorry if this introduction is too long, but I want to beat this into you. You know, anything is possible. And we got to just remanufacture our minds to originate around that. I don't know if you know this, Brad Lee, he's a multi-millionaire, self-made, blah, 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 whatever. On social media, he had a little reel or video clip and about like 7 ways to make $350,000 a year. And he was like, all you got to do is just think that it's possible and it's not crazy. And literally, I mean, it is that. We got to get you in the right plan, right? You got to check out this planner. It will change your life. It's been practiced in my life and is catapulted, made me go from a 5-digit earner to a 6-digit earner and literally within a year or so. And it's changed my life on the aspect of, you know, simple concepts, but it restructures how you look at things. And that's what we're going to look at today. Today is the topic, internal brainwashing. I talked about brainwashing in the past. Go again, check it out. Ton of video content, ton of stuff out there that we're pushing out just to help you out and get you. It's things that essentially that I have made in my life that's mind changing, the thought process, the different mindset that I've made, and it's drastically improved my life. And that's why I'm trying to bestow the information to you. So let me know if this helps. Share it, like, follow, whatever. Message me. You can go to indestructibleme.com. You can chat with me on there. You can chat with me on Instagram, Twitter, indestructibleme. You can email me, info@indestructibleme.com. Smoke signal, I'm there. I'm there for you, baby. Brainwashing. I talked about this in the original episode on just brainwashing itself, on the idea that it could be positive, right? We're being brainwashed nonstop all the time. It's inevitable, and it's almost impossible to resist it. It's happening. Just think about it. You're born with a clean slate. You don't know about diet. You don't know about money. You don't know about different races or, you know, different ethnicities or any hate, work, business, music. You don't know any of that. You're born as a clean slate. Your brain has no knowledge of any of this information. So as you grow up, especially in the household that you grew up in, that's going to ultimately change how you see things. Regardless of good or bad intent. Regardless of what someone's actually trying to influence on you or not influence on you. It's going to happen. The things that you're watching on TV, the things that you were taught when you were a kid, when your parents were trying to teach you, or maybe extended relatives, siblings. You know, if you continuously be reaffirmed something, it's gonna go in your memory bank. It's gonna be an auto response in your subconscious mind. But knowing that will allow us to use it to our advantage, right? We have the ability to actually take advantage of that. I'm the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali. He said that before he became the greatest of all time. Right? We can brainwash ourselves to get our reality. Internal brainwashing. I'm going to. I know that some of you might hate this, but I'm going to talk about diet or food just for an example, though. So don't scurry away just yet. Just an example on what I mean by internal brainwashing. And this is the biggest scope of like what's problematic with our health problems like in the world today. And people don't realize on how in depth it actually goes. But what I want to talk about is a hormone called leptin. Right? You probably never heard of this. Did I spell? Is it with an I-N? You probably never heard about this, especially when it comes to diet. You hear about insulin. You hear about testosterone when it comes to hormones, estrogen, all that type of stuff. Cortisol maybe. But leptin is a hormone that's produced by your fat cells. So one would think that your fat is actually an organ because it produces a hormone. It's interesting. It's a different way of looking at it. So fat maybe be the largest organ on your body instead of your skin. But leptin is produced by your fat cells. And what leptin is your satiety hormone, which is you're satisfied. It tells the brain, hey, we don't need any nutrients because we have enough. We either got it from diet or we have enough on our body to get us through the day, the weeks, the months. I'm laughing because some of us, there's actually someone that was in the early 1900s that fasted for an entire year, over a year, I think. Either 340 days or 380 days. I don't remember that. It was pretty much a year. No food, just supplements, lost like 280 pounds, thrived, right? And some of us, I think that's prevalent in our world today, stored fuel. But regardless, no matter what, back on subject here. Leptin is the hormone that tells you to not eat, or tells you that, hey, we're satisfied, we don't need to eat, or cut off eating. You're eating right now, and we've had enough. And hormones typically are actually a little bit of a slowing or slow processing thing. For an example, it takes like half a minute for blood to go through your body. And most hormones, unless it's a neurotransmitter like cortisol, most hormones travel through the bloodstream. And most hormones need certain nutrients like calcium or cholesterol to transmit or produce those hormones as well. But it could take like half a minute for a response to happen. If longer, if it's not working. So one would think like, hey, this hormone tells me to stop eating and it's produced by fat cells. If I have more fat, I should be less hungry, right? That logically speaking, that makes 100% sense. If I have more of something that's being produced that's telling me not to be hungry, I should be less hungry. I should crave less. I should eat less because I'm getting more of that signal. Well, I'm here to tell you, unfortunately, the more you have of leptin, the less it works. It's just like insulin resistance. Your cells essentially try to protect itself from the hormone. It's a survival tactic that your body does. Just like insulin, when you have elevated amounts of blood sugar or things in your body that trigger insulin, right? Because it could be a non-sugarous food, could be something else that's triggering insulin. Your cells are going to start to get stronger, just like working out. You become more resistant to the weight, and that's what your cells do. And your cells will start to resist leptin. The more there is, the more concentrated amount there is. That's why a lot of people that are lean don't overeat, right? Because their leptin is working, saying, hey, we're done, we have enough. So that is the problem. When I talk about internal brainwashing, this is just a simple concept. I need a marker. This is just a simple concept that literally fools your brain. Because you could be eating and your brain thinks it's starving. Your brain is getting the signal, hey, stop eating, we're full, and it's not working. Your brain is resistant. It's not acknowledging the actual signal. The feedback loop is broken. If you don't know what a hormone is, it's a feedback loop. You have something in the body that needs something. It sends a signal to an organ to produce something, a hormone, and that organ goes to sends out that hormone to that area. That hormone does its job, and it goes back to that organ and says, hey, job fulfilled, stop producing the hormone. But the problem is that you have too much leptin, your body's resistant, and it's not getting the signal. So the organ is sending that hormone to that place, and it's broken. So that place that needs that signal, that work, that job, is not getting the job done, or at least it's not thinking it's getting the job done. So it's internal. Your brain, you're literally brainwashed by yourself. That's why it's super impactful to regulate hormones when it comes to health. This is the main reason. Is because you're literally be set up to failure if you don't eat the right things, if you don't focus on hormonal health, and you're focusing on macronutrients and calories, and you're getting a ton of information. You have these gurus with people with their shirt off talking about eating a McDouble instead of a protein cookie. Like, wake the fuck up. No one needs to be a dietitian, a PhD, a doctor, a nutritionist to know that a McDouble is just dumb. The person that lifts heavy, that works out, and has been fit for probably their entire life has so much of a built-up nutrient reserves in their body that is not going to impact them as much as you or anyone else, especially if you're starting out, because there's a lot of healing your body needs to do, and healing is regulating leptin. If you are overweight and you find yourself overeating, leptin is out of whack. And you need time for your cells to reduce and become sensitive again to this hormone. Just like insulin. You need sensitivity so it does its job. If you just ate and you're full, how many of you have literally ate and you felt full and you're just like, I want to eat? That is a clear sign of leptin not working. You can feel the stretching, the literally the mass that your stomach is taking up in your body, pushing your other organs around. But yet you want food. You need to eat. It's brainwashing. And it's internal brainwashing. Right? Because your brain is not getting the right signal. It's not being efficient. Your body is not just getting the right signal. It is trying to make you survive and work efficiently, but it's not getting the right signals. I mean, just think about if you're driving down the road and there's construction, and you have those people with the signs, and their radios cut out, and one person says, "Hey, go," and there's a one lane, and you start driving, and then all of a sudden you see another car heading your way. Hey, wrong signal, job's not done, backed up. Nothing works. So this is the reason why I don't blame anyone. If you're overeating, if you're struggling with weight, if you're struggling with being healthy, because it doesn't have to be with specifically weight loss or weight gain or anything like that. Unhealthiness is unhealthiness. Like there's a myriad of different ways at what it looks like. But if you're struggling obtaining and retaining health, I don't blame you. I blame the fucking world that you live in. And that's why I'm here. I'm trying to be a voice because I know, because this is what I needed in my life, and this is what I see that is needed. So we need voices to clean that other noise out. Because you're being convinced by yourself and others around you that with wrong information, terrible information. I won't say wrong information, terrible information. And this is just a small example of it. Your brain is literally not getting the right signal, and it's being washed of that signal. Your brain is washed of the fact that you are satisfied, that you have enough fuel. Do some math real quick. 1 pound of fat is 3,500 calories typically, on average. 3,500 calories. Let's say, for an example, you have a 2,000 calorie metabolic rate, which means that is how many calories your body needs each day just to exist. Get up, go to the bathroom, breathe, move, like just your normal function of life. That's how much your body needs just to survive. 2,000 calories. With or without diet, it needs it, no matter what. So just think about that. Get a scale that tells you, it might not be specific or exact, but it's going to give you an estimate. For an example, I step on the scale. I was 150 pounds this morning, and I'm just shy of 16% body fat. So let's do the math. So 150 times 0.16 is 24 pounds. 24 pounds of fat that's sitting on me. And again, this is going off of scales, but this is just a rule of thumb. But let's just think for just a quick second. 24 pounds of fat. 24 pounds, each pound is 3,500 calories. So we're going to multiply that by 3,500. That's 84,000 calories that's readily available on my body for energy. So again, let's say, quick math, easy. Let's keep things simple. Let's say my metabolic rate is 2,000 calories. So we're going to divide that by 2,000, and we're going to get 42. That means I have enough stored fuel on me to last 42 days. And that's if my metabolic rate is 2,000 calories. That is 42 days before my body will start to be destructive. As long as I am satisfying my cells with supplements, non-caloric supplements. Right? That's 42 days. So think about it. I'm 150 pounds. How much do you weigh? And how much is your fat body percentage? Because there was a couple months ago or a year ago or so, I was close to double the body fat percentage that I have, and that's morbidly obese. And I wasn't that much heavier than I am today. All right? So I'm obviously a lot leaner than what I am. But that's just an example. I'm 150. How much do you weigh? And let's be real. How much of that is body fat? What I'm trying to say is, don't be convinced that you'll need to eat so much. That you need to eat large quantities for a long period of time. because that is overeating. Your metabolic rate is your liver can only hold about 1,600 calories at a time. So what's more efficient? The 84,000 that's on me right now, or the 1,600? But keep that in mind. 1,600 give or take. Women are probably a lot less, like 1,400 or 1,200. So I don't really like to count calories or macronutrients or anything like that, because it takes thought. It adds thought into it. It causes friction to my goals, my targets. But as you progress and start to eat whole foods and real foods, your body will start to configure and tell you what to do on the diet, because hormones will be working right. And you will not be internally brainwashed anymore. Hope this helps. Just think about it. I'm not telling you to starve yourself. You gotta, if you're gonna fast, which I hope you start to explore that realm, at least maybe skipping breakfast, doing intermittent, start out like slow, baby steps. But hopefully you start just learning and implementing things to improve your health. Hope this helps. If it does anything for you, make sure you share this out to someone else that needs to know this information. This is, I think, an easy concept to look at on how like brainwashing just works on a consistent basis. And we need to make sure that we set ourselves up for success. So make sure you subscribe so you always get updated from my stuff. And you stay updated every day when we post a new show, Delgado RANTS. Check us out everywhere. Indestructible Me. Change the mind, we change the world. And always be great.